I'm Bill.
And I'm Candace.
And we're the Disruptors.
So talk to us a little bit. What are the key elements you feel are important for a business for branding?
Oh, for branding? Well, the first thing is they have to understand and know who their clients are. Because if you don't have clients, you're not in business. You're
very
just,
true.
You just have a little hobby.
Kind of in a world of your own.
Right. So you have to examine who your clients are, know where they are, and how to reach them. That's the most important thing. So that's where I start generally, is asking them, do you have a client profile? If not, here's how you develop one. I kind of lightly walk them through it, but I prefer that they walk through it with a strategist like yourself, Candace. So, I refer people to you when I can. And then I go through a branding process that was initially developed for user experience, but I found that it helps us to get on the same page with language. So somebody might say, oh, I really like a clean, modern look. Well, how do I interpret that? I might go very Asian influence, lots of straight lines and limited color palette, but lots of maybe reds, blacks, and yellows or something, right? But that might not be what they mean.
Right.
Maybe they mean bolder colors. Modern right now means bright neons, right?
That's Bill.
Really bold typefaces.
Well, thank you.
Bold typefaces.
Bold. Very bold. Yes.
In neon pink. Gosh, you're pretty.
Oh, golly. Thank you.
You're pretty.
So anyway, back on track. As we walk through that process, we learn what we mean. So I have 6 categories that we discuss, and they pick an adjective or verb that applies to that category. And I usually tell them to list 5 to 7 if they can per category. That's the first pass. The second pass, we go through it, and I say, okay, what are your top 3? So in other words, they're not saying no to the others, but they're really saying yes to these top 3 in each category.
You bet.
Then we do a final pass and say, okay, of those top 3 in each category, which is the one? And then part of that going through each time, we're having discussions. And so I'm learning they don't mean clean and modern like what I thought.
Right. Absolutely.
But also they're starting to see, hey, this is more about my clients and how I have an impact on their life.
Well, and I think too, Rhonda, that when it comes, because this is a challenge that I run into with businesses, that they don't know, and they haven't had that type of a customer experience, and so we'll give them projects, that they have to go and visit. What's a store you would never go into?
King County Jail.
You've
That's
already
where
been
you
there.
sent me there.
Yeah, you've already been there. What are you
That's where
talking
he
about?
sent me.
So County Orange kind of does look good on you, though, Bill.
It does,
yeah, it brings out those little pumpkin highlights.
Doesn't it, though?
So,
it's more like storage.
but for them to go outside their box, if you would never for example, if you would never ever, or you've never been, let's say, to a ballet. Well, I don't like ballet. I don't care. It's not about you liking. It's about you expanding that experience. And I want you to absorb, because it has everything to do with, if somebody doesn't know you, what is the first? I can't send them to McDonald's or Burger King or whatever, because they've already been there. So we have to go outside of something that you've never done. Okay, so what does it feel like? What does it taste like? What is the texture? And sometimes, and I think this is where I'm not that creative. Oh, but you have an opinion about what has happened. You can easily tell me what you don't like.
Right.
So to get them to hone in, okay, now go back as though you've never touched your company and look at it from the outside. It doesn't have to be brick and mortar. Your brick and mortar is online. That's your brick and mortar. Mm-hmm. So what do you really like about other people? What did you like when you went to, fifthavenue.com? And what was that process? So getting them outside, so then that way they have the ability to go, you know what, this is really what. And I don't know if you find that when you're sitting down with people for the first time. This is what I find. And then getting that feel, and what do you want your reputation to be? What do you want to be known for? Your website is that digital imprint that says exactly that.
Yeah, exactly. People, first of all, I'm always surprised, even though I shouldn't be, but I'm always surprised at the number of business owners who don't know who their ideal clients are.
Yes.
And how many of them say, oh, we just wanted everybody. No, everybody's not your ideal client.
Wrong answer.
And advertising doesn't work because it's too broad.
You bet.
So marketing and understanding your client so that you can narrow your focus is what works now. The advertising of Mad Men in the 50s, right?
Right.
Is no more. You can't succeed like that.
I think with artificial intelligence coming on the scene and the landscape going to vastly change. And of course, Google is using it more and more and more. So with that said, with that piece, I think it's more important even now that a company has its brand identity and it's dialed in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So because then that way, as with AI grabbing, from the four corners of the earth, so that people, I'm not even so sure that it's going to be where, we've strived to get, I want to be on Google's front page and all of that. I think that with AI, and I could be totally off, knowing how it's already picking up and picking out individuals that would be more apt to, let's say, utilize your service with your feel, your texture, your vibe, your verbiage. I mean, all of that. AI is going to change it to where I think that when you cast the net, it will be more and more and more of a niche market. Like I've said, how many years I've said, I feel like everything is going to be in a niche market. And I said that before that.
The riches are in the niches.
That's right.
You said that, I can't even remember, but you hear it all the time.
Well, we'd been talking, and 4 or 5 years ago, I was hammering, no, you've got to know your customer. You've got to dial in your branding. You've got to, because everything is a niche market. And guys from MIT that we would banter back, no, it's industry related. And I'd be like, it's niche market related. It's industry. It's niche. And we'd banter back and forth. I'm like, I win because it will be niche market. And that's a lot of it that's pushing that is AI. And we'll see more and more of that. So I think what you're saying, Rhonda, is more than valid. I think it's an actual, can I just say a pillar?
Yeah.
Just say, no, you can't compromise as we move forward in business.
Mm-hmm. And, branding is the foundation for everything. And I've seen a lot of businesses go out and throw all their money into their office or retail space and everything onto their website and then come to do their branding process. I'm like, well, you kind of started backwards.
Yes.
But if, sometimes it's just better to get something out there, right? I get that totally. But the ideal practice would be that you go to a branding professional first, because that person can help you identify and hone in on who your ideal clients are, and then what would appeal most to them. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, you were talking about AI. Well, so Google is already saying, oh, yeah, we love content on your website. And it knows how many words you have on a blog post, for example.
Right.
And so for SEO, search engine optimization, it likes blog posts that are 2,000 words long, right? So, you throwing up something that you think is long because it's 500 words and you're not used to writing 500 words, it's not going to do you much good. Mm-mm. It's better than nothing.
Well, true.
Wow. Right? But think about it, though. If you know something really well, 500 words is a piece of cake.
It is.
Yeah, I can write stuff for my blog, 1,500 words, no problem.
I've been practicing with my grocery list.
Actually, that's true.
That's
over at the Winco.
Yeah, at the Winco there, yeah.
But we're recording a podcast right now, and this is an audio file. Mm-hmm. And Google likes mixed media.
Yes.
So audio, it loves video. But you know what still helps the most is text. Mm-hmm. So text-based content is still the most valuable. So it loves that you have video on there, but it doesn't yet or doesn't always know what's in that video or audio file.
Can't read the file.
Some can,
Can
but not always. Mm-hmm. And so if you have the text there, that's great. Mm-hmm. Because right now we already know that if you put text on a video, that's going to help, because 80% of people online are watching videos without the sound on. I know I'm one of them. 80%. That was from Neil Patel. I heard it just this morning.
Wow, that's kind of crazy. I know on our podcasts, one of the things that we do is we'll take some of our podcasts that are, that are really, really popular, and we'll have them transcribed. Yeah. And then that becomes, we'll insert that in our newsletter. I'm going to be shameless here. Sign up for our newsletter at wildchild.com. Send me an email. But we'll take some of the shows. It can become a blog post. It can become our social media post. You can utilize that transcription for a variety of things, and it keeps that brand consistent. It keeps that website fresh and new. Just spoke with a client. I was surprised that they had decided not to go with social. They, instead of developing their website, they decided they wanted to invest their money in social media. And I thought, what are we thinking? And I understand, there's different, we all have a budget. None of us have a blank check, right? But
I've got plenty of them.
Yeah, I got a whole slug of them.
Well, they're not signed. Bill keeps trying to suffer from identity theft. But
yes, I give them away.
I just think that we just have to continue to be diligent, and the whole thing is that it's consistent. So the website's fresh, it's consistent, and that you've got enough interaction between your social media and really your prime retail space. I don't think we understand. I don't think that people have the revelation that your website is prime retail space.
Right. And the thing is social media comes and goes. Now, Facebook's been around for a while, right? That's probably the longest that a platform
It's the longest
has remained.
platform, yes.
But here's the thing. People leave it.
Yes, they do.
Like right now, the first of the year just happened, right? So people have these...
Yeah, resolutions.
Thank you.
And one of them is, I'm done with Facebook, believe it or not.
Right, yeah. I'm seeing that a lot, even after the first of the year.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so how do you reach those people if Facebook is your only vehicle? You can't.
No.
You've got to, if you're going to use social media, and you should, or I think you must.
Sure.
You've got to use it to draw engagement and lead people to your website, which doesn't have to go away.
Right. And I think that right there is a key. So, Rhonda, do you develop different marketing pieces then for the branding to... Actually, how does your marketing pieces equal your brand?
Well, the wonderful thing about marketing is that it's short-term, at least the campaigns, right?
Sure.
And they can change. And you don't always know for sure what's gonna work. You might have great ideas, but sometimes the great ideas fall flat. And then you might have this just, I don't know if it's gonna work, if we gotta do something. And boom, it does. It's not always predictable, right? And so marketing campaigns, you can run multiple ones. Look at Geico. Hello. How many different concepts do they have going?
And I love mayhem.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites.
That's Allstate.
That's Allstate. Yeah, that's good.
But Geico has varied.
Look at how they've branded you too.
Right.
We're happy.
But Geico has the cavemen that they're recycling, from years before.
And they brought the camel back.
The what?
It's
The
like
camel's back.
Yeah, talking animal. I think it was a camel.
Yes.
Yeah. They're repurposing all their old ads from long ago.
You know what's interesting?
That's what you are, Bill. You're repurposed.
Yeah,
I like that. I'm going to get
recycled, repurposed. I know.
I'm just going to say repurposed.
What was interesting is we just ran a deal called an audiogram just to see what it would be like. And what we did was we put the show on just as we
Have you
standard
done that
do.
for me yet?
Yours is in the making now.
Okay.
And what we did is we wanted to take a 4-hour period, and we just wanted to see if what reaction is going to be. Underneath it, after 4 hours, we put the same show, but we put the audiogram on. Okay, the difference was we had in 4 hours 6 people reached and no engagements. Right down below it, we had close to 75 in the same period with over 22 engagements.